Welcome to the Broccoli Pod. We're your hosts. I'm Augie Dupre.
I'm Capital J, and today we're here with the Juice Man.
The Juicer.
Yo.
Just like from Ned's Declassified.
Make sure.
Give this man a basketball.
Al, is that recording? Is it good? Yeah, is it? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, bro.
I can't see it from here.
So we got the man behind the scenes, the man behind the music out here in Humboldt.
Yes, sir.
What do you do, man?
I run a little studio out here, very small one called Juicebox Audio.
He's being humble.
I do a little bit of music.
He's being Humboldt.
Every once in a while, we record a couple artists over here, a couple days a week or so.
Yeah, just on his free time,
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, I got a studio over here in Arcata, California called Juicebox Audio.
Follow.
Follow it
Follow
on
us.
Instagram and
Instagram,
session.
on social
nowhere
media.
else because that's all it's at.
And actually, speaking of which, thank you so much for having us here, bro. We really appreciate it. You
definitely,
invited us out here to Humboldt. Super glad that we were able to do this.
100%, bro. I mean, we appreciated you guys having us out. Calvin Sunday Studio for having Reef and Soul out in Reading. If you guys caught that show, and
That show was lit,
so
bro.
we just had to bring everyone out here. We got all the Reading boys, not all of them, but most of the Reading boys out here.
Yep.
Later today.
Got
in a
the
couple
Reading
hours
crew.
Or so.
Yeah, y'all gonna check it out. There's big collabs coming.
Yeah, follow
Straight
the
the
social
fuck up.
medias, and we appreciate y'all for watching the show, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for all the support. Thanks for commenting, liking.
All the new subscribers, all the shares, it really helps us out.
Yeah, so if you like the shows, share the shows.
Yeah,
Bro. You guys been growing.
Share the shows.
We're trying, brother. We're trying, brother. In the gym.
Yeah.
He's on the top ropes. Speaking of which, looking pretty jacked, bro.
A little bit, yeah.
My boy been counting his steps.
Yeah, I do a little bit, when I can, when I got time for
Couple
it.
push-ups here and there.
Yeah.
Follow this man for a daily pose on his story.
Daily pose, not the daily. Maybe weekly.
Weekly
Maybe
poses.
weekly.
You guys do be looking good, bro. You guys look good.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
I've been slacking a little bit because the studio's been picking up, so I haven't had as much time lately. But
No
Good problem to
excuses,
have.
brother.
as much as I can, I grew up running and going to the gym and stuff, so yeah, I try and keep up with it.
It's important.
Yeah, bro. You
Yeah.
just trying to stay healthy, or you got goals?
Not really goals as far as fitness. Really, just like trying to
Just keep the mind healthy.
Yeah, just look good, feel good.
Do good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, bro.
really yeah.
They say that don't matter what you look like, but honestly, you feel better when you look good.
Yeah, exactly. It helps.
You feel better, bro.
Yeah,
Confidence,
it helps just overall, with confidence, with just, I don't know, just also, like it's more of like there's a lot of mental strength that I feel comes with it more so than just the physical,
Yeah, that fortitude.
Yeah. And it helps, just, I don't know. It's like like David Goggins style type of, like
Who's carrying the boat?
Yeah. But like, like if you can push yourself past what you thought you might stop or fail at this point, and you can push and get further along in that, then I feel like you can pretty much take that and do whatever you want with that.
Mm-hmm.
You could bring that into music, you could bring that into business, you could bring that into finances, working on your credit, any of that kind of stuff, really.
Well, and like with like the music scene growing and building, it's good to see like the leaders of this, like, and respectively saying like this, the major studios are really leading this up, and it's good to see the people that are like the other people are looking up to healthy. It promotes healthiness in the entire community.
Well, lead through example, if you look good, feel good, people want to be like that too, and it's crazy how short everybody sells themselves on what they think they can actually do,
Right.
And relating it back to the gym, like they did a study where they were checking everybody's like 1 rep max, and even amongst like trained people and untrained people, they still were only at about like 60% of what they actually could do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel that even by myself, just because when I work out, even most of the time I'm by myself. But as soon as I'm training with one of my friends who also works out, like Reef and Soul and all these other people, because they go to other gyms, so I go to a different gym than they do. So I don't usually get to work out with them. But when I do get a session with them, dude, it's like my fucking pump is it's like 25% way bigger than
yeah, bro.
on my own, because I push myself harder just because you got those peers that are also wanting you to do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And compounds.
Yeah. And like with music and everything, I think that it all relates. Like you got to be with somebody who pushes you to be better. Cause
100%.
Like if all your friends are just like, oh yeah, dude, that's cool. Whatever. You know, we just kind of do whatever. And like nobody really releases music. Like nobody's pushing each other to be better. Then nobody gets anywhere.
That's why I harp on this a lot, but that's why a community is so huge in music. Like the community that is being built right now is something that none of us ever had. You know what I mean? We all, when we started music, it was really just like us by ourselves, maybe a couple other artists that we knew. And that's pretty much it. Like having to pay for going to shows and doing that sort of thing. But the community has evolved and just helps each other out so fucking much, dude. Insane. Beautiful.
Especially, in Humboldt County, bro. Like when we started our music, I didn't even know of any really local acts at all. Really at all, honestly. We were just straight up out of my grandparents' backyard, built a shed.
Yeah.
You know, like actually built, from the ground up with the roof on and everything, and then built a booth inside of there. Just called that the Juicebox because my nickname was Juice.
And got a sip out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you say we, you mean Reef and Soul and you? Or?
Yeah, I mean, initially it was me and a couple other people, but then eventually, So before we actually even built it in my grandparents' backyard, I was recording out of Soul's, like at his family's house. There was like a back room that they had that was just like occasionally a family member would stay there, but sometimes they wouldn't have anyone staying in there. And I would just set up my gear there.
Because you guys grew up together, right?
Yeah, I mean, went to the same high school. Yeah, we were both in same classes and orchestra together and stuff like that.
Yeah, bro, that's growing up.
So you play
that's growing up together.
Yeah, basically, And so we would just set up the gear in like the back room at his family's house and would work out of there. But then, so then, eventually I was like, all right, cool. I need to take it away from his spot because when I record other people, I can't rely on always having space and time available at his family's place to, to be able to like actually record other people. So I wanted to, create a space that I could have whoever come over at any hour of the day and just, have basically full access at any time.
Yeah.
So, we built it in the backyard of my grandparents' house. And, and that started the Juicebox. That was the OG Juicebox.
Yes, sir.
Literally a box, bro.
That's tight, bro.
Yeah, and then so from there, we pretty much started City Hippie. If people in Humboldt generally know what City Hippie is, people in Reading might not know. This is a group that we started in 2017. Caught a pretty big wave out here because we had a lot of the high school kids were listening, and then when we would drop a new song, it would be like freaking 10,000 plays within like a week on SoundCloud, just because it would like circulate all these, the circles of all the high school kids out here.
Now that you say that, actually, I think when I was out here, that might have been something I heard about.
I mean, maybe if you were out here between like 2017 to 2019, it was
like 2017. I think that I was.
Then maybe because it was we had a wave. We had a pretty good wave.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was a group though that we started initially out of my grandparents' backyard. And it was just me recording and mixing everything, and then initially it was two of my really good friends that I was making music with. And it was just us trying to like, instead of you pushing your individual brand, you pushing your individual brand, you pushing yours, it's like, why don't we combine these all under one name? It's really easy for people to remember. It's a cool name that we could brand well. And actually, initially, it was just going to be clothing. That was the whole concept behind it because one of the guys was from Chicago. Shout out Malik, my boy. We're still tight. And so Malik was from Chicago, but moved out here to the middle of nowhere, Humboldt County, living in the hills, growing weed and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's
tomatoes.
Growing Japanese tomatoes. My bad. light deprivation tomatoes. And so he, was from the city, and we were like hippie, everyone out here was a hippie. So we were just combining the two. And then also it was like Chicago, Humboldt, C for Chicago, H for Humboldt.
Hey.
So there was like a bunch of different things that we combined, and we were like, okay, cool. This makes enough sense to where like,
when we put crystals on the zippers, they know what's up.
Yeah, exactly. But like, all these different things, we were like, okay, cool. It works, like it makes sense for what we're trying to do. And,
I like that name.
Thank you. It works really well, like marketability wise.
It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. And so, we had like a pretty good wave with that. We were able to, use that brand and that name to open up for everybody from Comethazine to Bad Baby to Blueface. And this is before 2020, so before they were all corny. Like they're all outside of like Comethazine is still pretty cool sometimes, but like obviously Bad Baby, Blueface, whatever,
Not quite.
But and a bunch of other people, we've done festivals, performed in like everywhere from like San Luis Obispo to
Coachella.
Santa Barbara, not Coachella, but like we did Emerald Cup in 2019.
Okay.
Oh, that's
in
big.
Sonoma County.
Yeah, that's big, dude.
Yeah, it was good. Flatbush Zombies headlined. It was supposed to be Snoop Dogg as a DJ set, but it was P Diddy's 50th birthday, 40th birthday, one of those. I think 50. And so he canceled the day of the festival, so they replaced Snoop Dogg with Flatbush Zombies.
That's sick as fuck.
I
love Flatbush.
Yeah, Flatbush was fire, bro. We got in the mosh pit. They actually were in the crowd moshing with it. It was sick. Yeah.
I'd say Eric the Architect is one of my number one artists.
Oh,
his wordplay and his lyricism just go absolutely
all of them,
insane.
bro. What's his name? Michi
Darko.
Michi's fucking sick. Dude.
Yeah,
I love
ribs,
his tone of his voice. It's just so unique
bro.
and raw.
And they're all very good lyrically as well.
Yeah.
And then Juice, he's also like super fun. And there's three different personalities, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Juice is super fun. Michi is like that dark like
Crazy.
rapper,
He's a
crazy
wild
rapper.
dude,
And then you've got Eric, who's like the lyricist, kind of like.
I actually really like Juice too.
Yeah, they're fire. They're fire.
But so do you
shout out Flatbush?
Do you rap or do you not rap anymore?
I don't rap. I mean, when we first started this whole thing, I was kind of trying to do a little bit, and I have performed on stage with the guys a couple times, and like I used to be the DJ for all of our stuff. And then I just stopped, bro, because I used to work for a DJing company. We used to do weddings all around Northern California, from like Sacramento to out here and down to like Sonoma County and up to like Oregon a little bit.
You forgot to say Redding, bro.
Yeah. But
how many did you do in Reading?
Personally, I actually don't think I did any events in Reading, low key. We drove through.
That's because we got DJ Bucky
to get to Sacramento.
Shout out.
We drove through it, but. No, so I was DJing, doing weddings and stuff like that. And so because of that, I was DJing for City Hippie whenever we were going out doing shows and stuff. And then it got to a point where I was just not DJing enough to keep up my skills. I got rusty.
Yeah.
Then we did Emerald Cup, and I was on CDJs, and I was like, bro, I'm used to like Pioneer controllers, but not CDJs, not quite that high level.
Yeah.
So then a track started playing backwards when they were on set, and I was like, I don't know how the fuck to reverse the thing and hold shift and press play and all that. I was trying all the Pioneer tricks and it wasn't working, and I was like, all right, bro, I'm out, bro. I'm hiring DJs from here on,
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't fuck anything up. It was like 20 seconds of like, oh shit, what's going on? And then I fixed it. But scared me enough to hire DJs from then on.
Yeah, so. And I mean, when you're on stage, 20 seconds does feel like
20 seconds
minutes.
is forever. Yeah, on stage, bro. That's a lot that can. Yeah, a lot like going through your mind. Yeah. You're like, dude, did I just ruin this whole thing?
An awful lot of sweat can come off of you in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
So what's going on with City Hippie now?
City Hippie right now is kind of in this point, like basically we had a lot of momentum leading up into the pandemic, and then when the pandemic happened, we had a bunch of shows. We had like stuff in the Bay Area already, not like booked, like signed contract, but like booked in terms of like talk to the promoters. Everything was locked in. We were just waiting on paperwork that was going to come in like hopefully like the next week or two. And we had a headline show over here at Arcada Theater that was looking pretty good as far as like tickets being sold and stuff.
Yeah.
Name was on the marquee and everything. That's like the biggest venue out here for artists to get booked at, especially the headline. And pandemic happened the week of the show.
No.
And totally ruined all the momentum. I had like
Damn.
like video and photo already lined up. We had like the biggest media outlet, Lost Coast Outpost, like already like they were promoting like pretty much every release that we were doing. So we would get like 10,000 clicks like on the day of, like every time we would drop a video.
Wow. That's good.
And like all this crazy stuff lined up, bro. And then, that pretty much crushed all the momentum. And for most of the people in the group, because at one point we were like 10 people.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, because we were just, we were just incorporating more people that when we really clicked with them, we would work on enough music with them and collab enough to the point where if we really felt like they were a good fit, we could hang out with them and actually have fun as well as like make really dope music. And we thought that they were like valuable enough to what we were creating. We would just, invite
have that
them.
connection.
Yeah. So for a while it was 6 people, and then we added in like 3 or 4 people leading into like 2020. And then that pandemic pretty much like ruined the momentum for like 4 or 5 of the people. Pretty much immediately stopped making music for the most part. Yeah. It was kind of a lot to go through, really. And then now it's like City Hippie is kind of like in this weird limbo thing where like we don't know if we're going to use it to continue promoting what we're doing. That's why Reef and Soul are really the main 2 that came out of that group that are still like really pushing music. And there are still others that are making music, but they don't live here right now. So, they're just naturally not as involved.
Right.
Because during the pandemic, people moved,
That is wild how that affected everybody. Like in some ways it turned a lot of things off for some people. Like you said, it like really interrupted your momentum because yours was based on live performance or whatever.
It was City Hippies.
Or
We won't. Not mine.
Okay,
mine's different.
All right, you're too humble, bro. You're too humble,
We'll get to that. But it ruins City Hippies.
It changes things a lot. It may not have, it might have stopped that for a second, but also Reef and Soul were able to kind of like have time probably to make music. And
100%, yeah.
In that time, that was kind of like when Augie and I started really like getting together to do things. And we didn't.
I had just had like my first big show, like my first show ever, and
it seemed like that was gonna ruin the momentum, but it actually started our momentum in a different direction, really.
Yeah, and it kind of took a pause on music at that point, for the pandemic, and it really just gave us an opportunity to really explore, everything else. You know what I mean? Like we went on a bunch of trips, we made a lot of really good connections with a lot of really great people, and kind of just like lived a life more so than we had in the past, however many years. Everything was open, everything was cheap, and
if you just went out during the time, everything was still like open. Pretty much working.
And it really like helped us grow as individuals. But then in the other sense, it kind of like put a halt on our music momentum that had just been started. We had a like pretty decent like probably like 130, 140 people that came out to our first show at Wind River at the casino. And
And that gave us some hope though, because when we restarted, we were like, oh, people just don't want to come because COVID is still like kind of going.
Yep.
And that was like a lot of hope too, because it was like, maybe only a few people are here, but we know that like people will come back because they were here before.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It gave us a chance to build something.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like for me, it allowed me to, because I was doing so much for City Hippie, had like so many like show booking, opportunities coming in and all these different little things. And like, I was so busy with the back end of running that I couldn't really focus on building out like an actual studio like this. The only reason I have this right now is because City Hippie was kind of like not so busy, so I could focus on like my own branding and my own like trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
And it started your personal momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And in the pandemic is when I actually linked up with Blake Blizzy, who he probably is not going to watch this, but shout out my boy Blake. He's the recording engineer for everything from like Kendrick's Damn album, to like Travis Scott, like Days Before Rodeo, like a lot of that stuff. SZA's Control album, did stuff with like Juice WRLD and like J-Rock and a bunch of crazy people. And I actually met him, I think it was 2019 or maybe 2020 is when I met him. And then we stayed in contact. And then in the pandemic, in like, I think it was 2021, he put up on his story, because we stayed in contact a little bit, but we didn't really have a whole lot to talk about. I met him through a mutual friend out here in Humboldt County. And
kind of like commenting on each other's stories and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Stayed, a little bit in contact, but we didn't have a whole lot to talk about. And then he put up on his story one day that he was looking for an assistant. And I was like, as a joke. Yeah, as a joke, I was like, yeah, bro, too bad I don't live closer to LA. And he was like, why not? And I was like, what the fuck? I screenshot it, sent it to the group chats. I was like, is this real? What does he mean by this? Yeah, like, do I follow up, or like, do I just laugh emoji back and like, that's it? Or like, what's going on? Uh-huh. And then, I like dove into that. I was like, what's up? Are we being serious right now, or are we joking? Like, is this a real conversation that we're having? And it ended up being real. So I ended up packing up all my stuff and
moving into the car.
Yeah, literally. My mom doesn't even know that I pretty much lived out of my car the whole time. But
Road warrior.
But yeah, packed all my stuff, went into the car.
The original Airbnb.
And had my roommates take care of my dog while I was gone, and they were asking how long I was going to be down. I was like, I don't have a timeline. I'm just going.
Yeah.
Maybe forever, brother.
So, I went down and pretty much lived out of my car. And when possible, I could crash at the studio. But, most of the time I was just finding places to sleep and marking them on my Google Maps. So I knew, okay, this place is quiet neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. All these.
I haven't had any cops come wake me up over here.
Exactly. Yeah. The bathroom code at this Vaughn's in this parking lot. You should make that. Like I had a whole notes thing, bro.
He's got an app.
You should make that app, bro.
No, there are apps for it. Really? Yeah, I found them. Yeah. But I was doing the whole thing, bro. I had the bathroom codes for like 12 different places in my notes, just in case I was in this area or that area or whatever.
Nice. Bro, it's like those urban camping apps, or what do they call that? Boondocking. Where you like,
I don't know if that's the term.
I don't think we should use docking.
They call it boondocking when you like live in a parking lot or something. They got all these fancy terms for being homeless, but
crazy. Yeah, crazy.
No, those dudes actually have like really cool rigs and shit. They're like, do their vans or whatever.
I had a whole system. I had a whole system. I would cover the windows with my blankets and have a whole little thing and like
you get some peace in there.
You have like a stove and like a refrigerator. And
not
stuff
a stove. That. No, I wasn't that fancy.
He's eating McDoubles, bro.
I was living off COVID unemployment at the time. So I didn't even have to have a job. I was getting income, bro.
Just kidding. He was looking for a job the whole time.
Yeah, bro. If the government's watching this, for sure, we're always watching, looking for
but because of the pandemic, I was able to link with him and learn a bunch of stuff from him down there, and network with whoever, and meet a bunch of different people. And then because of that connection, since then, I've been able to link with a ton of other people, and a bunch of engineers and a bunch of artists and stuff will find me on Instagram, and because you have a cosign from this dude that they know and appreciate and respect, then they go, oh, okay, cool. You must be a good guy if this dude follows you, And then you get like 5 of those cosigns, and then you get more people that are like, yo, cool, blah, blah, blah. And now, through that, I've met a ton of different people that are insane, like in the industry, out of the industry, or like closely related to it, maybe in, like a managerial kind of position.
The social proof that like social media gives you is so incredible. It's like your resume to the world, essentially.
Yeah.
And I'm not the best about social media, but it's definitely something I'm working on.
Yeah. So everybody knows, like, it's all about who you know. Mm-hmm. But how did you get into the position, really, to like how do you go about making those connections?
Honestly, for me, so I always told the guys, like, social media to me is like a video game. And building like any connections and like being able to network with anybody is like because I grew up like playing a little bit of video games and stuff, like mostly on PC, but a little bit on console. But then like my little brothers would always end up breaking my video game consoles, so I never ended up having a console for more than like a couple years or so.
Yeah.
Nice.
So to me, the video games were like music, like creating it, learning how to work these DAWs and all these, you know, crazy technical things. And then eventually it's like, it's social media, bro. Like it really is like you just plant seeds and you keep planting little seeds every once in a while. And you don't have to like, if you don't ask anybody for anything, but you keep giving them like feedback or cool responses to shit that they're doing, and you are genuinely like being a cool, genuine person that somebody might want to talk to, that's really the key. Like that's all I've ever done is, you know, if I've done it so many times now that like I'll tell the guys like Reef and Soul when I'm working on, you know, connecting with this person, and I see somebody like the other day, bro, I had JB in here who is Post Malone's producer. Shout out my boy JB.
Yo, what's up?
He's 23-time platinum producer. He helped create Post Malone's whole sound. He's here in Eureka right now, and I don't want to get into like why he's up here or anything, but yeah, he's up here right now. I saw that he was up here because I forget who, my barber, shout out Oscar.
Yo, what's up, Oscar?
At the pressure shop. If you guys need a cut while you're in town, bro, hit the pressure shop.
Right,
hit my boy Oscar.
Oscar lined me up.
Yeah, but Oscar cut this dude. Dude ended up messaging me because he was asking Oscar like, who out here does music? Like, is there anybody out here like a studio or anything that I could go to? And dude ended up just hitting me up. But it's like random stuff like that. But if there's any like artists or any like, I've met Ugly God out here.
Thanks, Ugly God.
Random as hell. Yeah, exactly. Because I knew that somebody out here was friends with him and he was in town. So like, but just from that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to network my way, even within a short period of time, like into being able to be in a position where I'm like meeting this person or connecting with them on social media or any of those kinds of things. It's like, just, I don't know. There's like ways to do it where it makes sense, where you're not being like overly intrusive and like coming off as
don't be weird.
Yeah. You're not coming off as like people ask people for shit all the time. And it's like,
that is crazy to open up like a random stranger and just be like, yo, hey, can you do this for me?
It's like, insane to me. Cause I'm like, imagine somebody hitting you up in that same way, you know, like you wouldn't want them to.
You're like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah. Like why? Like people hit me up like that all the time. And I'm like, I don't need this. Like,
I don't know you.
Yeah. Like,
oh, you want to come do some studio sessions for free? Like, dude, sick. That would be awesome to have.
People would literally hit me up like, hey, yo, we need to work, bro. And I'm like, we don't need to. If you would like to work with me, bro, I'm down.
Who are you?
Yeah, I don't even know who you are. Like,
why do we need to work together?
Yeah,
I don't
we
understand.
don't need to. I got enough going on, bro. I'm busy,
need to work with me.
Yeah, like
I'm busy. So.
Yeah, like I really am. I'm in here like fucking 16 hours today and like 18 hours tomorrow, bro. Like I'm busy, bro. But you know, like if you would like to work though, there's a way that you can make that happen where it's not, first of all, I have a website. You could just do it yourself. You don't even have to talk to me. But if you want to talk to me, it's juiceboxaudio.square.site.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it.
CITE?
Yeah. SITE.
Okay.
Site. Yeah. Cause it's just a Square booking thing. So yeah, it's like real easy. Like booking literally just go on there and it's like you just choose how much time you want, and that's pretty much
easy
it.
Peasy, lemon part cheesy.
Send you a confirmation in your text and your email. It's real easy.
Amen. Back to what you were saying.
But yeah, it's like I forgot where I was at.
Well, you were saying like the proper way to go about like working with you, bro. Like working with people. I mean,
because it's really easy, bro. It's like outside of like, you know, booking it online, there's a very easy way to just be like, hey, blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm doing. Here's a link to my music. I'd like to be able to do whatever. And it's like, cool. That makes it really simple for me to like, because if somebody sends me a link to their stuff and they're not disrespectful or like any sort of I'm at least going to play it. I'm not that busy. Yeah. You know, I'm busy, but I'm not like so busy I don't have 2 minutes to listen to something real quick and see if I hear some potential. Because if I hear potential, usually like, I don't know, I got like a really, really good ear for, like if you record your shit on a very shitty, you know, Apple headphone mic and it's not acoustically sounding good or any of that kind of no mix.
Yeah.
But if I can hear the potential through that, because my ear doesn't go toward what's there, it goes to where it can go.
Right.
So
because that's where you're always thinking.
Yeah.
For your
So my mind is already like where the end product is. So I don't even care if you record it on your phone in a voice memo or anything. Like if it sounds like potential, bro, I hear the potential. I know where it can be. You know.
And plus, when somebody goes about it that way, instead of just being like, yo, we need to work together, you can tell who's serious and who's not because of that. Because if somebody's serious, they're not just going to message you like, yo, we need to work together. Because just because they don't have the drive to go and get it for themselves and like even like send you anything or spend their time like crafting out a message to be like, yo, like and say all this shit to like, you know.
Yo, be respectful. Be respectful when you talk to people. Yo,
straight up.
Learn some manners. Say please.
Exactly.
What the fuck is going on with people these days, dude?
Fucking mama didn't raise you right.
That's one thing that has always kind of pissed me off is like, we should do this. Like,
yeah.
Why?
Yeah, like you're not convincing me.
Can you just
right
ask
now.
me? Like, why don't you ask me what you actually want to do? Like, no matter what it is, like, oh, we should go get something to eat. Like, I'm not even hungry.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why should we do that?
Yeah.
Just say, hey, I'm hungry, bro. Like, what do you think?
Or, hey, do you want to hang out?
Sure.
Right.
You know? That's crazy.
It's so easy, bro.
That's
Simple,
crazy,
bro.
Stop overthinking the question
really
and
simple.
trying to be like cool or what you think is cool or anything, and just be yourself, bro.
Yeah, and be
like,
nice.
Everybody's a person. Nobody, like, no matter how much fame or how popular they are, like, they're just a fucking person, bro. Just treat them like a fucking person.
Hell yeah.
Don't be a robot.
Don't be
a robot.
Don't be an AI.
Don't be AI.
AI.
Allen Iverson, we're looking at you, buddy. Don't be him.
Balls.
Dude.
Yo.
Can't believe he's out here taking everyone's jobs, bro. That man works harder than anyone ever
For
in
real?
history.
Shit.
Yo, Juice. Again, bro, we hella appreciate you having us out to this.
Oh, 100%.
studio.
bro.
What a
dude.
blessing
Yeah.
this has been.
Yeah,
and
it's been really cool
appreciate
for
you
us.
guys.
if y'all haven't noticed, like, he's got the fucking equipment. It's
Yeah.
hopefully
Our quality has, he's pushed us to go up in quality too. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's gonna be coming soon.
We're
Hit us
trying.
on our Cash App. We need help.
At I'm Capital J.
Or we're also looking for sponsors. If you want to sponsor the Broccoli Pod, let us know. DM us.
GoFundMe donations in bio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll get one of those together or something.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. Why don't you tell them one more time where they can come find you, the website, your Instagram.
Yeah, you can find my IG juice.engineer and the studio juicebox.audio. And then the site is juiceboxaudio.square.site.
And it's right here.
Yeah.
It'll be
right here.
somewhere.
So, oh wait, maybe like out here.
It might be down there.
We're not going to put it
It could
anywhere.
be anywhere.
Oh, we
Yeah.
might not
It's
even
probably
put it up,
not
bro.
on the screen. You know? It's, yeah.
Well, this has been a great episode, dude. Fucking Broccoli by the Beach. We appreciate
Yes,
you.
sir.
It's
Yes,
been one
sir.
more episode of the Broccoli Pod. I'm Capital J,
I'm Augie Dupre.
And I'm Juice.
and we out.
Peace.